and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
First responders in one Pike County community participated in extensive training this afternoon, training to respond to some of the worst case scenarios they might encounter. WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more from first responders in Pikeville who tell us how important this training is to protecting their community.
On Tuesday, police, fire, EMS, and dispatch in Pikeville took part in specialized scenario-based training exercises.
We're trying to create real-life scenarios that we might could face out here on the job, some deadly, some not, but we're trying to create these to try to better prepare ourselves for the real thing.
Scenarios ranged from home entries, burglaries, and active fires in residential areas.
We was lucky enough to have someone allow us to use a location that we can, simulate like a real-life scenario.
2 large-scale active shooter response drills at a local high school.
We've got our rifles, we got our sidearms, we've got our FD here. So if we get this call, we're practicing perfect. We're practicing as if it happened or is going to happen.
Working and training together.
We've got a really great team with the FD, with PD, and with the dispatch center, and it's just a plus for the citizens of Pikeville
to better serve their community. In Pikeville, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Chief Michael Riddle of the Pikeville Police Department added that first responders could never have too much training, and training in and around the homes, schools, and businesses they patrol daily is a great opportunity. The man accused of killing a West Virginia state trooper was in court this morning. The Mingo County Circuit Clerk's office says Timothy Kennedy's attorney entered a not guilty plea on his behalf. Kennedy is accused of shooting and killing Sergeant Corey Maynard last Friday along Beach Creek Road in Mingo County, West Virginia. Kennedy was denied bond. And we want to remind you about the arrangements for Sergeant Corey Maynard, who did spend time growing up in Pike County. His service will be tomorrow at 3 p.m. at Mingo Central High School. A visitation will be hosted beforehand beginning at noon. The procession will leave Mingo Central High and travel onto King Cole Highway, Route 65 and 52 and 119 North, and end up in Chapmanville, West Virginia. We will have extensive coverage in our newscast tomorrow evening. Stephen Xingshang, the man accused of killing Scott County Sheriff's Deputy Caleb Conley 15 days ago, made a virtual appearance in Scott County District Court this morning. The Scott County Sheriff says it was important for him to be in the courtroom today and every court hearing moving forward. He says he is comfortable with the decision to hand off the case to the Attorney General's office for special prosecution once it moves out of district court.
More importantly, a victim advocate will be assigned from their office today after the preliminary. So now that it's been waived, there will be a victim advocate involved, which is very, very important to me for the family.
Meanwhile, in Franklin County District Court, Xingshang's girlfriend, Monica Harden, stood before a judge for an extradition hearing on a warrant out of Claremont County, Ohio. Authorities say she and Xingshang stole a Chevy El Camino from a garage 3 days before the Scott County shooting. 2 people are dead after a car crash in Wayne County, West Virginia. That crash happened yesterday along US 52. Wayne County 911 dispatchers say the crash was reported just before 2:30 p.m. in the Dry Creek area. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office says a driver pulled out of a driveway onto US 52 near the Crum community and was hit in the side. Larry and Brenda Smith were pronounced dead at the scene of the crash. 2 other people were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. A Nicholas County man has been charged with murder for the deaths of 2 people this past weekend. Investigators say 24-year-old Cheyenne Clifford of Carlisle had a blood alcohol level of 0.14 after a car crash. Clifford was taken to the Bourbon County Detention Center this morning and is facing 2 counts of murder. 20-year-old Gage Gounce and 17-year-old Nathaniel Clay Welch died in the crash, while 2 other people were airlifted to a hospital. A Tennessee man is now behind bars in Bell County after police say he was trafficking drugs and had more than $4,400 in cash. Police were called out to a home on Turner Smith Lane in reference to a burglary Saturday morning. The person who called Bell County Dispatch out to the home says no one should have been in the home, but believed someone was. Once they got there, police searched inside and found 35-year-old Joshua Shane Berry of Bean Station, Tennessee, in a bedroom. Berry was taken to the Bell County Detention Center and charged with trafficking meth and Suboxone. A southeastern Kentucky man was arrested at a Knox County home on multiple drug trafficking charges. Officials with the Knox County Sheriff's Department went to a home on Bark Lane to check on possible drug activity in that area. 63-year-old Obie Mills of Grayhawk told officials people were, quote, buying stuff from him, resulting in the increased traffic around the home. After searching his home, police found a bag of suspected meth on his bed. They also found a bag containing pills, marijuana, suspected fentanyl, and drug paraphernalia behind the bed. Mills was taken to the Knox County Detention Center and charged with 4 counts of drug trafficking. Today marks the 10th anniversary of a deadly medical helicopter crash in Clay County. Pilot Eddie Sizemore, flight paramedic Herman Lee Dobbs, and flight nurse Jesse Jones all died when their helicopter crashed in the parking lot of Paces Creek Elementary School. A medical helicopter safety expert and aviation attorney said the entire roof section of the helicopter and tail boom broke off of the helicopter because of a malfunction in the main rotor blade. Family members of the victims filed wrongful death lawsuits. In 2017, a Clay County jury awarded $21.7 million to the families.
Less than 25 minutes now to head on down to the TV station here in Hazard in our front parking lot here at WYMT, 199 Black Gold Boulevard, just off the bypass. If you want to donate blood, the Kentucky Blood Center's Bloodmobile sits right behind me, and you got just a little while longer to come on out and donate to a good cause out there. And the weather is actually pretty nice. It makes standing out here in a suit and jacket actually not that uncomfortable. It's not as comfortable as you'd expect with the beating sun and an early June temperature out here. We're in the 80s in many spots. Actually, I think we're in the upper 70s here. But you can definitely see the wildfire smoke. Here's the view. We've been seeing it from our vantage point here in front of the station. There's the view from Buffalo Mountain in Perry County, 79 and smoggy, smoky outside with plenty of that working on through. We're going to see that for a little while longer. Closer to Lake Cumberland, downtown Somerset's at 82. Beautiful out there with the fountain this evening. Upper 70s and low 80s out there. Monticello, still a warm spot at 84 at the moment, so still pretty nice outside. Pinpoint Doppler remains a clean sweep, but the vertically integrated smoke map, that's a different story. We're starting to see that front, though, work on down. That should start to decrease that smoke as we head into the day tomorrow, but we're going to have to get through some showers first. There's the visible satellite. You see the clouds along that front starting to work into northern Kentucky, and they'll start to work into the region as we head a little bit later on tonight. Your forecast first, next 12 hours, falling quickly into the 70s as we head towards 9 o'clock, into the upper 60s by news time, and we're falling into the 60s as we head towards tomorrow morning, but we're also increasing the rain chance. I'll detail the latest on that in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. Martin County is celebrating the beginning of a new educational opportunity all about the future. The new Tech Center is the center of attention in Inez. WYMT's Buddy Forbes gives us a tour.
It's really fun when we can come together and cut a ribbon and celebrate when another great vision in our region comes to fruition.
Martin County cut the ribbon on cutting-edge education.
A regional approach to a problem. We have a difficult time finding a plumber in Martin County. We have a difficult time finding an electrician, and I know that's true throughout eastern Kentucky. But with the advent of this school, just in a couple of years, that will no longer be a problem.
The Tech Center opened its doors Friday, giving a behind-the-scenes look at the new hands-on education in Inez.
So we're that alternative pathway that you seek, and you can still build a viable career right here at home. You can take it any state in America if you choose to do so.
Providing pathways for trade work, which focus on plumbing, electrical, industrial mechanics, and heavy equipment.
The importance of us and what we're doing is to try to address that skilled labor shortage so that the heart of America and the backbone of the folks that are doing the equipment operating in the electrical and plumbing can continue on.
Teaching students in the region that career pathways may not require a traditional college experience.
It's my understanding that most of the students that have applied so far are not actually from Martin County, but they're coming from all the surrounding counties.
Building the future workforce.
Skilled workers and economic opportunity are desperately needed in eastern Kentucky and everywhere in our Commonwealth. And this training center will help us meet that demand.
By creating opportunity now. In Martin County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
With more than 100 student applicants, the first class is set to begin in July. They also plan to host a career fair before the students graduate to help them leave with a certification and a career. Appalshop in Whitesburg is leasing some property in Jenkins for the next year. They are excited to be expanding their reach in Letcher County. Appalshop is still working to secure permanent arrangements for their location after their headquarters in Whitesburg was heavily damaged by the July flood. The financial director at Appalshop says it feels good to have a place to land for now.
But our board will eventually decide what we're going to do for the organization. We're looking at multiple options, but we just don't know. It's just, you know, we've been here for 50 years and still trying to find the best options for us so that we continue that impact that we've had on the region long term.
Appalshop is still hosting events at their pavilion weekly.